Well, good morning. It's day 8 on the Continental Divide Trail. It's going to be a great day. Well, it's day 3 of the Silver City section. We're doing it in 4 days. And we got about 30 miles left into town. So we're probably going to do about 20 today to leave us a short day of about 10 tomorrow. So had a real nice night in camp. It was a little bit breezy when we got in, but calmed down and cooled off. It was about 48 degrees this morning when we woke up. On trail about 7 o'clock, so we're off to a good start. Incredible views this morning.
Let me know when your drop jacket works on it all.
Well, good morning to my beautiful wife Andrea back in Billings and our other family and friends. Hope you're having a great morning. Big shout out to my grandson Owen. Grandpa misses you. Be seeing you soon. Coming out to Red Rock Trailhead and parking lot here. There's a water cache just back there a little ways. We didn't know that was there. That would have been helpful. Well, it's official. Jay finally has a trail name. We just came upon another hiker and he asked us what our trail names were and rolled right off Jay's tongue. He's now Flintstone. His yabba dabba doo feet. Anyway, that's the first guy we've seen today. It's always fun seeing other people on trail. On our way to the next water, which is about 7 or 8 miles away right now. Beautiful view from over here. A little warm this afternoon, but we're getting there. Got about 2.5 miles to the water tank. Dropped into a wash here. We're about a mile from the water tank. Stopped and got some water here at the spring tank. And then had a little kind of break over here under the shade tree. Well, good afternoon. We working our way down to Highway 180, where the trail crosses Highway 180. I had a brainiac idea that we were going to camp somewhere around that, and I said, why don't we hitch into Silver City tonight and get a motel, and then we'll hitch back out in the morning and finish the section that we missed tonight. Just make life a lot easier and have a little bit more time in town. So I went through the FarOut app and found somebody who provides shuttles and reached out to her, and she is going to pick us up. So what a great deal. So looking forward to getting into Silver City tonight and getting a shower and a good meal. Well, we're finishing up the day here with a long, hot road walk. We've been walking for probably at least 4 miles on this road. So got just a quarter mile, half mile to go here, and then we got our hitch is going to be there to pick us up. So that worked out sweet. Anyway, it's been a good day. Well, closing out day 8. I'm sitting here in a hotel in Tucson, Arizona. I've had a unfortunate turn of events that I thought I'd share with you guys. As we got to the highway where we were picked up by Susie, our shuttle driver, got back to the hotel and had a chance to kind of unwind a little bit. I shared with Jay that I'd been experiencing some kind of weird symptoms in my left eye. I had kind of a shadow down in the 6 to 8 o'clock area of my eye, and I just said it was kind of weird. I've had detached retina and torn retinas in the past, and so I kind of was worried that something might be going on. So we got cleaned up, went to dinner, and I started contemplating, what to do. We were supposed to hitch back out to the trail the next day and finish the last 14 miles into Silver City, which is primarily a road walk. But I told Jay, I said, I really need to get to an optometrist tomorrow and have my eye looked at to just make sure what's going on here. So got up the next morning, ran over to the laundromat, did some laundry. And we also ran across the street and to the post office to get our boxes that we had mailed to ourselves. Jay took those back to the hotel while I went to the optometrist that was fairly close there. It was walking distance. So they got me in fairly quickly, did some testing, and the doctor comes in and he says, he goes, listen, here's the deal. You've got a detached retina in your left eye. You need to have surgery, and the question is, where do you want to go? Albuquerque, El Paso, or Tucson? Well, I just sat there stunned, like, holy moly, He goes, yeah, this is something that, needs to be taken care of right away. So I ended up electing to go to Tucson. He called and connected with Tucson, and they set up an appointment for 4 o'clock or whatever that afternoon. Well, recognizing this is a 3-hour car ride to get there, I was just like, how in the heck am I going to do this? So I reached back out to Susie, my ultra special trail angel that I had talked to, because she said, let me know how your appointment goes. And I called her back and I said, hey, I do have a detached retina and I have to go to Tucson. And her response was, you know, let me pack a few things and I'll pick you up and take you in about 20 minutes or something like that. And I was just utterly floored. I mean, what an angel. I mean, trail angel is not strong enough of a word. For her to take, it's a 3-hour drive to Tucson, 3 hours back. I was just unbelievably taken aback at the generosity of her, and what a blessing, because it's just like everything worked out. We drove, I went back to the motel, packed my bags, packed my backpack. She picked me up and off we went. We drove, like I said, 3 hours and 15 minutes or something like that to Tucson. She stayed with me while I went to the retinal specialist, and she says, I want to make sure you're okay, and I'm not going to leave until I know everything is okay. And she stayed with me. She sat in the waiting room while I was in the doctor's office for an hour, and then there was a hotel right next to the doctor, which was great. And we walked over and got that booked, and the surgery was scheduled for the next morning at 8:30. So spent the night. Susie and I then took her over to Outback Steakhouse. We had a nice meal together and just really enjoyed visiting with her, and went over and topped off her vehicle to make sure she had a full tank of gas. And I said, hey, if you want to stay, I'll give you, I'll get you a room or whatever you need. I'm just so thankful for what you're doing for me. And she said, no, I got to get back. So after that, she hopped in her vehicle and she headed home. So, I mean, just an unbelievable experience, and I just can't say enough about her. So the next morning I got up and had surgery. I walked across the way. The surgery center was right there, literally right next to the hotel, which is great. Had my surgery at 8:30. The surgeon informed me, I have to stay in Tucson for about a week. He wants to follow up in a week, and then he would cut me loose, and then we have to, I'm not supposed to fly. So my wife is flying down here tomorrow. We're gonna rent a car and drive back to Montana. We're gonna swing over through Texas, go up through the plains of go through Nebraska, South Dakota, that way, because when you have they put a gas bubble in your eye to get this fixed, and there's pressure issues when you go up in altitude, so you can't fly, and they don't want you climbing up any higher than say 1,000, 1,500 feet or something like that. So I had to kind of navigate a route that would get us there without a whole lot of change in elevation, and unfortunately Tucson is very similar to Billings, so it's not that big a deal. So anyway, my CDT adventure has abruptly come to an end, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna try to make lemonade out of lemons, I guess, as they say. We're going to try to maybe swing over into Texas and see some family, and then just work our way north, taking our time and having a little mini vacation with the two of us, I guess, and our puppy Tate's going to be with us. So it's really a tough thing for me, because I was so looking forward to continuing to hike and have the experience and sharing it with you guys. But as I said in the video a couple times, sometimes in life you just got to roll with it, and this was something I hadn't really expected, but I just got to roll with it at this point. Whether I will, my buddy Jay kept going, and we'll see kind of where his heart's at as things progress, but if he's still going, there's a possibility I could reconnect with him later, potentially. I need at least, I'd say, 6 to 8 weeks to let my eye fully heal. and even at that point, I'm not sure that I'll be wanting to risk it, but I'll see kind of how I feel at that point, of whether I might reconnect and do some of the northern parts, do some section hiking or something. But at this point, I'm just going to focus on my health and trying to get back home. So I appreciate everybody's support and comments that you've given me along the way, and I look forward to hopefully sharing some adventures in the future. So hope everybody has a great day.